Hey, when it comes to sanding drywall, there's a lot of confusion out there. I'm gonna try and tell you when the pros sand and when you don't want to. I'm gonna talk about that right after this. All right, I'm just gonna go over when do the pros sand drywall. And yes, we sand drywall too. At least I do. I don't think there's any way around it. You need to sand some, but novices in that, you have the wrong view of sanding. And often you think, put the mud on real heavy and sand it flat.
One thing you don't want to do is sit there and overwork it. I'm done. Till the next coat will be the final coat.
Joint compound in a crisscross pattern.
That's actually a bad idea. You often end up damaging the drywall, maybe the joint tape. You don't really get it looking good. So as pros, what we shoot for is coating it smooth and only sanding off the minor defects. And I'm gonna go over some pictures of the kind of things we might sand here in just a minute. But like right here, there's a minor one. I don't know if you can see it there, but I'll show you some of these. What we do is we sand like between coats. Now you can see I got several different sanders here. Now if you wanna know all about different sanders, how to use them and all that, I'm gonna do a separate video on that another time. But we have the Radius 360 circular, the triangle, the hand sander, the rectangular, and the Black Widow. Hi, puppy dog. Go up there. And I've got all these because there's a different use for all of them. Now, you don't really have to have all of them, and that's what I'll talk about in that sanding detailed special. But basically what we're doing is we're going around and sanding between coats just to knock off some of these little burrs and little gremlins hanging around. And so I'm going to show you some pictures and talk about that here in just a second. But all we're doing is a really quick sanding like you see in this video I'm going to show you. And we're just going over it often. I just go over it one time with a decent amount of pressure. You're not raising hardly any dust. You're not trying to sand much at all. You're just catching those little high points and knocking them off so they don't get into your mud when you go to actually coat. Especially if you're running tools, your tools will pick up the little burrs and that and get into your mud and cause scratches and you'll fight it. So let me go over some of these little defects that you want to look for and what you're trying to sand, and then we'll come back. Sand off bumps like this, and lightly sand these lap marks, and even a lap mark like this, or even a curled paper edge. You can very lightly sand these, but don't sand these outer edges. It's really hard to do anything with it without messing everything up. And you can see here he burned through to the paper, the brown paper. Best bet is to just put a skim coat over that to fix it. And when you're sanding freshly taped joints like this, don't try and get it pretty right here. You're just trying to knock off the bumps. Save the pretty sanding for last. Okay, hey, I hope that helped you out, and if it did, be sure and subscribe to my channel and click that bell icon, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, everybody.